So, hey everyone, once again a very warm welcome. Welcome to the Comfy Cozy Club, the online version of Studio Natuurlijk. I'm really happy you're here. My name is Nathalie and I have a really nice stretch and strengthen practice for you tonight. So we're going to start low to the ground and then we're going to build up to some heat and play a little, and then we're going to take it back down and end with some really nice deep stretching. So take a moment to get situated, to really get settled, coming into a comfortable cross-legged seat. And then just take a moment to really ground down. So maybe lifting the fleshy part of your buttocks out to the side, coming onto your sitting bones. And then really feel the weight of your sitting bones and really feel the weight of your legs. And as your legs become really heavy, start to lengthen out through the spine. So reaching the crown of the head all the way up towards the ceiling. The chin is in just a little, so lots of length through the spine and the neck. And then really soften the shoulders down. And take a moment to close your eyes. And just immediately start to connect to your breath. Starting to observe the natural flow of the breath. Start to really drop in, noticing where you feel the breath the most, maybe the nose or in the throat, in the chest or all the way down in the belly. And just start to observe, noticing the quality of air in the room. And as we start to breathe a little deeper, we're just giving the nervous system a little moment to calm down. So coming out of the head and really landing into the body, letting go of the day thus far. And starting to reconnect to some good energy, some good vibes for the week ahead. So take one more really deep breath in through your nose. Feel the belly expand. And exhale out through your mouth. And just one more. Take a really deep breath in. And exhale out. And then slowly open your eyes as you extend the right leg out in front of you. Bring the left foot to the inseam of the right leg. And then really press down. So press down through the back of your right leg. As you start to twist, bringing the right hand over the left leg. Left hand comes behind. Breathe in as you lengthen out through the spine. So really reach up through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, just twist a little deeper, making sure you're not hanging out into your lower back. And slowly return to center. Now you're just going to shift a little bit until the upper body is in line with the leg. So maybe coming a bit diagonal on the mat. Then breathe and really reach up. Maybe think about somebody standing behind you, somebody you really like, taking hold of your hands and lifting you up even more. And then as you exhale, just bring it forward. Now, we're not warm yet, so you might find that you're a bit tight in the muscles. You're welcome to bend the leg a little more. Give yourself a bit more space, so don't force anything. And then just take two really deep breaths here. Creating some space in the lower back. Saying hello to our hamstrings. And now as you exhale, pull your belly button down to your spine and just roll yourself back up as we switch it around. So extend the left leg out long, bring the right foot on the inside of your left leg, and then just cross the right hand over the left leg, right hand behind. Breathe in, lift up, sit up really tall, reaching the tips of your ears up to the ceiling. And use your exhalation to travel into the twist. So don't force yourself into the twist. Just use the breath to lengthen through the spine as you breathe in and to travel into the twist a little deeper as you breathe out. And then as you breathe in, turn your nose forward, align your belly button with your legs, so maybe shifting your hips just a little bit. And then breathe in as you send the arms all the way up. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, take it forward. So maybe bending the left leg a bit or a lot, giving yourself some more space. And then use your inhalation to lengthen out through the spine. And use your exhalation to fold a little deeper, really sliding the shoulder blades down the back body. And as you breathe in, bring the gaze forward. As you exhale, pull your belly button down to your spine and roll yourself up. Now return into your cross-legged seat. Breathe in, circle the arms all the way up. And now as you exhale, bring it onto all fours, so hands and knees. Taking a moment, as always, to get organized. So aligning your knees with your hips, your wrists with your shoulders. Spreading the fingers really wide. Pressing into your thumbs and your pinkies. And then once again, reconnect to the breath. And as you exhale, really round through the spine. So coming into a cat stretch, creating space in between every vertebra. And as you breathe in, tilt the pelvis up, send the heart forward, bring the gaze up. Cow stretch. And then just keep it going, moving with the breath. Really feeling that connection between your hands, your knees, your feet, and the earth. And if it's in your practice, this is a really good moment to drop into that audible Ujjayi breathing. So that Darth Vader breath or that ocean sound. And return into your straight spine. Reach the crown of the head forward. Now as you breathe in, we're going to send the right leg out really long. And just take a moment here to bring the heel back and just sawing front and back for a moment. Feeling the stretch in your right hammies, your hamstrings. Then return to center. Lift the lower belly in and float the right leg up. Really hug the right leg into the center line. Now maybe stay here or send the left arm forward, left thumb up. So really connecting to your core muscles. Now breathe. And really slowly bring your left hand back down. Bring your right toes back down. Now we're just going to swing the left foot out a little. So left foot towards the long side of the mat. Come onto the inside of your right leg and now breathe in as you pull the right elbow all the way up, sending the right fingertips up towards the ceiling. Press away from the earth. So really lifting the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, lengthen your tailbone down, feel that core strength. And as you exhale, really slowly melting it back down, returning to all fours. Now breathe in, send your left leg out long, curling the toes under, and just taking a moment to move the weight forward and back. Keep pressing into all 10 fingers. Keep reaching the crown of the head forward. And return to center, lift the lower belly in. And float the left leg up. So moving really slowly and steadily. Keep pressing away from the sole of that left foot as if you're pressing it into an imaginary wall. Aligning through the hips, hugging into the center line. And then send the right arm out long as if you're reaching towards someone's hand. Now breathe. Plug that right shoulder back in. And slowly bring the right hand down, left toes down. And just swing the right foot out towards the long side of the mat. Come onto the inside of your left foot. And breathe and pull the left elbow up. Send the left fingertips out towards the ceiling. Lengthen the tailbone down. Take a really deep breath in. And as you exhale, return to all fours. Now take a moment to come onto your fists. So just taking a moment to bring the weight off of the wrists. And then bring your hands back down, but this time bring the hands a bit out in front. So turn the insides of your elbows forward, the armpits of your elbows forward. Curl your toes under. Now lift up from the tailbone. and send your weight all the way into downward facing dog. Bringing the feet hip width apart, making sure your heels are turned out just a little. And then start to bring your heels down one at a time. So really feeling the length in the back body, or maybe feeling the leg thereof. Breathe. Smoothing out the breaths. Making sure your ears are in line with your upper arms. Now bring the left heel down towards the floor, so really anchor that left heel down. Bend the right leg and just peek underneath your right armpit. Hello. Slowly release the right heel down. Bend the left leg, keep pressing into all 10 fingertips and peek underneath your left armpit. Feel the stretch in your right hamstrings. Return to center, take a deep breath in as you look over to the front edge of the mat and just walk your feet up, coming into a forward fold. Taking a moment to bring the backs of your hands down towards the floor. So maybe you need to bend your legs a little here. A gentle counter pose for your wrists. Release the crown of the head down towards the mat, so relaxing through the back of the neck. And I really feel the connection between your feet and the mat. So drawing energy up through the arches of your feet, and by strengthening the legs, we're going to roll up. So take it really slowly, moving one vertebra at a time. Bringing your pelvis back into that neutral position, and then stacking up through the spine, allowing the blood to flow out of the head, and release the shoulders down. Now breathe in, send both arms all the way up, and with your right hand take a hold of your left wrist. And as you exhale, just going to tilt, lengthening your tailbone down. Now circle the left foot behind the right foot. So just curling the toes down into the floor, lengthening the left side body out even more. And then breathe in as you return to center. Bring the left foot behind the right foot. Bring the palms of the hands together, press into all four corners of both of your feet as you come all the way into a cross-legged forward fold. Really feel the stretch in your hamstrings. You're welcome to soften your legs, your knees a bit if you find that feels better. And uncross the feet. Breathe in, lift up halfway, so flat back extend. Feel the sitting bones spreading out left to right. Exhale, fold. Now we're going to return to that roll up, so become really strong through the legs as you press down into your feet. Rolling all the way back up into mountain pose. Breathe in, circle the arms up. With your left hand, take a hold of your right wrist as we tilt here, lengthen your tailbone down. And just circle the right foot behind, lengthening through the tailbone. Feel that expansion, particularly good if you've been behind a desk all day. You've been a bit crumpled up all day. And connect both feet down into the floor, return to center, palms of the hands come together. And now as you exhale, keeping your spine really nice and long, come all the way down into a cross-legged forward fold. Release the crown of the head down towards the mat, maybe softening the knees. Breathe in and out. Now uncross the legs, breathe in, take a halfway lift, flat back extend. As you exhale, fold down. And now we're going to step the feet back, returning or coming into a high plank. Not returning, we haven't been there today. Take a moment to breathe in your plank, pressing away from the mat. And by pressing away from the mat, you should really feel your core muscles turning on. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, downward facing dog, really roll the shoulders out. Now allow the left heel to become really heavy. And as you breathe in, moving really slowly, float the right leg all the way up, flexing through your right foot. So turning the right baby toe down towards the floor. So that might mean that you aren't able to lift super high, and that's fine. And then as you exhale, we're going to drag left heel over the ball of the left foot, bending the right leg and stepping the right foot up towards your right thumb. Low lunge. Breathe in, open up through the chest. Really feel that stretch in your left hip. Maybe once again taking a moment to shift front to back, feeling it out. And then plant the left hand And breathe in as you pull up from the right elbow. Send the right fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Really press away from the mat. And then as you exhale, bring the right hand on the inside of your right foot as we walk into a wide-legged forward fold. I'm just going to turn. Your big toes are turned in a little. Your heels are turned out just a little. Now, once again, as we've done before, get really strong through your feet. So drawing energy up from the mat, through the legs, all the way into the pelvis. Breathe in, lengthen out through your spine. And maybe this is it, right? Maybe you need to stay here, that's fine. Maybe you need to bend the legs a little bit, that's fine too. Maybe you travel into your forward fold. So make sure you aren't hanging out into your heels. Center your weight in the center of your feet. And then see if you can bring your crown of your head down towards the floor. Maybe that's something for a next lifetime. But don't make it too easy for yourself. So you want to make it really hard to bring the crown of the head down to the floor. So don't bring the feet too wide. And then breathe in as you lift up halfway. And you're just going to walk back towards the right foot. So don't mind me as I just turn again. Breathe in, open up through the chest. And now as you exhale, press into your hands and step into downward facing dog. Now as you breathe in, we're going to roll out into our plank. So getting really strong in our planks, great for upper body strength, great for core strength. You can always bring the knees down. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hug the elbows into the waistline. Come all the way down onto your belly. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Keep hugging those elbows into the side body. Press into your feet. And now breathe in. Lift up into a baby cobra. So see if you can lift your hands here. So you aren't powering in from your biceps, but you're really igniting the muscles of the back. Bring the nose back down towards the floor. Curl the toes under. Breathe in. Press up into your plank. Exhale. Downward facing dog. And just take 3 really deep, smooth breaths. Listen to the sound of your breath. And then allow the left heel to become really heavy, anchoring down through the right heel. And now move slowly. On your next breath in, lift the left leg all the way up. Really lifting the left inner thigh towards the ceiling. Keep flexing through your left foot. And now we're going to pull the right heel over the ball of the right foot. Hug the left leg in. So this is core work. And step the left foot up towards the left thumb. Now it might be a really graceful landing. It might not be. Just make sure it arrives. And then take a moment to shift the weight front to back. Really opening through the hips. And root the right hand down. Breathe in as you pull up from the left elbow, really scissoring those inner thighs in. Lift the left fingertips up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, bring the left hand down on the inside of your left foot as you crawl into your wide-legged forward fold. Big toes are turned in slightly, your heels are turned out. Now take a really deep breath in as you lift up halfway. Get really strong through your legs as if you're pulling your kneecaps up. Strengthening those big quadriceps muscles, your upper legs. And then as you exhale, use that length as you fold from the hips. Maybe returning into that wide-legged forward fold. If you have the space, you can walk your hands in line with your feet. So you have 20 nails in a row. But maybe that's impossible. Wherever you are, breathe. So it really isn't about nailing any of the poses, just working with your body. It's not about touching your toes, it's about what you learn on the way down. I like that. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Soften your knees and just make your way back into your low lunge. So framing the left foot, lifting the right heel. Plant the hands, firm the fingertips down into the floor and shift into downward facing dog. Use a deep breath in to come into your plank, floating the weight forward, pressing away from the mat. Exhale from toes or knees, hover down, elbows fold into the waistline. Now as you breathe in, baby cobra, or maybe come into an upward facing dog, strengthen the legs. And as you exhale, return into downward facing dog. And then listen to the sound of your breath. So once again, 3 really deep, smooth breaths in downward facing dog. As you breathe in, look over to the front edge of the mat and step or walk your feet up, forward fold. Breathe in as you take a halfway lift, coming into flat back extend. Really lengthen out through the crown of the head. Exhale, forward fold. Now press into your feet. As you breathe in, we're going to come all the way up into extended mountain pose. With your right hand, take a hold of your left wrist and tilt to the side. Lengthen your tailbone down. Breathe into center. With your left hand, take a hold of your right wrist. Exhale, stretch. Breathe into center, bring the palms of the hands together. And as you exhale, cutting down through the center line, coming all the way back into your forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Reach the crown of the head forward. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, step into your plank. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Now moving really slowly, breathe in, you're going to float the right leg all the way up into 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot up towards your right thumb. This time, you're going to pull your belly button down to your spine, so lifting it up, hollowing through the front body as we roll ourselves up here into a standing lunge. Now really reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, making yourself really long. Take a deep breath in. And now as you exhale, open your arms wide and bow the back leg. So hovering the left knee down towards the floor. You should really feel that. Okay, breathe in, lift it up. Exhale, slowly bringing it down. Breathe in, lift it up. Exhale, opening your arms. Now stay here. Breathe in, press the left heel all the way back. Keep hugging the inner thighs in, so right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Now as you exhale, touch your fingertips underneath your right upper leg. So this is a strengthening bit. You should feel that. Breathe in, open the legs, bring the fingertips together. Exhale, bring the fingertips together underneath the right leg. One more. Breathe in. And exhale out. Breathe in, high lunge. Now drop the left heel down. Open up into warrior 2. Bring the gaze over your right fingertips. Pull your pinkies back. Pull the thumbs forward. And really let the shoulders slide down the back body. Maybe anchoring into your legs even more. Now smile. As you windmill the left arm up and overhead, lift the left heel, come back into your low lunge. Now your choice, maybe moving through a flow of your choice, coming straight into downward facing dog, or maybe taking a breather in child's pose. So what do you need today? And then as you're in your resting pose, whether that's downward facing dog or child's pose, slow down the breath. We're here for 3 more breaths. As you breathe in, lift the left leg up. So how slow can you go? Moving on the length of your breath. As you exhale, step the left foot up towards the left thumb, making sure you arrive. Now soften your right knee so you can really pull the belly button in towards your spine and roll yourself up. Moving from that core strength, and then send your arms out long. Really press away from the mat, lifting the right heel over the ball of the right foot. And now as you exhale, open your arms, bending the right leg, hovering it down. If there's any discomfort in your knees, you need to bring the feet a little wider. Okay, breathe in, lift up. So it's kind of like angel wings. Exhale, lower down, bending the right leg. Once more, breathe in. Exhale, bend the leg. Now breathe in, send your right heel back, but don't let your energy go whoosh. If you know what I mean. Keep pulling the left hip back, pressing the right hip forward. And then as you exhale, touch your fingertips underneath your left leg. Breathe in, lift the arms, touch the fingertips up and overhead. Exhale, lower down. Press away from the mat, feel how strong your legs are. Breathe in, lift up. Final one, exhale, touch it down, getting really nice and warm. Breathe in, lift up. And now drop the right heel down, opening up to the long side of the mat. Bring the arms down, really lengthen out through the arms. So really think about sending energy through the fingertips out to both sides. Keep pressing into the feet, gaze over your left fingertips and smile. And then bring the right arm up and overhead. Lift the right heel up. And yogi's choice. Maybe move through a flow or come straight into your resting pose. And whatever your resting pose is, 3 really deep, deep breaths. So we're combining the stretch with the strength. But we want to make sure that we're not rushing, that our breath is really deep and strong. You can always take a break. Okay, we're going to build on this a little more. Breathe in, lift the right leg up. Don't open up through your hip, keep the hips aligned. Press into the right foot strongly and step the right foot up towards your right thumb. Breathe in, come into your high lunge, rolling it up. Send the arms out long, lengthen the left leg out long. Now as you exhale, warrior 2. Now press into the ball joint of your right foot and lengthen the right leg out long. We're going to come into triangle pose, so if you find that your feet are a little wide here, maybe walk the back foot in and make sure your toes are turned in. So once again, the arms are wide, the core is strong. Now think about your imaginary friend taking hold of your right hand and just pulling you forward. But we want to stay long through the right waistline. And make sure you don't hyperextend the right knee, so feel free to keep a gentle micro bend in that right leg. And then once you can't go any further, just pivot down. So right hand to the right leg, left arm all the way up. Now really think about baby cobra in the upper back. So heart reaches forward, shoulders come back, and then strengthen the core. So pull the belly button down to the spine. You can support yourself on your leg. You can also bring the back of the hand into the leg, and that'll make it a little tougher. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, soften the right knee, lift the left heel, low lunge, straight into our twist. Plant the left hand, breathe in, pull up from the right elbow, and send the right fingertips all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower the right hand back down. Breathe in, step into your plank. Now you can always drop your right knee down or come onto the outside of your right foot, the inside of your left foot. Pull up from the left elbow, send the left fingertips all the way up. Feel that core connection. And now really slowly come down. Yogi's choice, moving through your flow or skipping it. Breathe. Come into your resting pose and take 3 really deep, deep breaths. If you're in downward facing dog, don't let the head hang all the way down, but keep your ears in line with your upper arms, keeping lots of space in the upper back. Think about having some buoyancy, some lift through the armpits. And then as you breathe in, lift the left leg all the way up, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, Step the left foot up towards the left thumb, core strength. Breathe in deeply. As you exhale, roll yourself up, so using the exhalation to come into the core. Breathe in, unravel, send the arms out long, really lift, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Breathe in, extend through the left leg. Maybe bringing the feet a bit more in so you can really lift the energy up through the legs into the pelvis and then all the way up through the crown of the head. And reach forward through the left fingertips, keeping both waistlines really long. As you exhale, pivot down. And think baby cobra in the spine. So as if you're scooping up your right butt cheek and bringing the left butt cheek underneath, so stacked through the hips. How often can you say butt cheek? Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, soften your knees as you come down, moving straight into your twist. Make sure that right heel is lifted. Breathe in, pull up from the left elbow. Send the left fingertips out to the sky, really press away from the mat. Exhale, slowly bring it back down. Breathe in, step into your plank. Exhale, yogi's choice, moving through your flow or skipping it. Breathing in to lift the heart. Exhaling, downward facing dog. And then take a really deep breath in through your nose, wherever you are. And out through the mouth. Ooh, I almost forgot something. Breathe in, shift into your plank. You're welcome to bring the left knee down. Come onto the outside of your left foot, inside of your right foot, and then pull up from the right elbow. Send the right fingertips up. Lift your hips and smile. Slowly come back down. Now bring your knees as wide as the mat. Connect your big toes and come into child's pose. Take a breather. So I hope you've definitely felt the strength in that part. But as we worked with strength, we've also kept the length going in the body. Listen to the sound of your breath. If you find that this is a bit much on your shoulders, you can bring the hands down one at a time, bringing them onto the neck. Take a moment to listen to the sound of your breath. And slowly roll yourself up, returning into downward facing dog. So we're just going to take a moment to play here. You don't have to nail any of the poses. You always know that when I start giving you all kinds of disclaimers, we're going into some fun poses. So breathe in. We're going to float the right leg all the way up, coming into three-legged dog. And now as you exhale, step the right foot up to the right thumb. Send your gaze forward. And now step the left foot up halfway. And just anchor down through the back of the left foot. So we're going to come into a pyramid pose. Now find the length. So press into that ball joint of your right big toe to really lift the right hip up. You can even give yourself an adjustment by bringing your right thumb to your right hip and lifting it up. Don't hang out into the back of your right knee. So keep your leg really strong or bend your knee slightly. And now breathe in. Really reach out to the crown of the head. So think flat back extend. And exhale, just allow the nose to melt down towards your knee. And maybe that's way too much and you stay lifted. You can always adjust. Both legs are strong. Now breathe in, lift up halfway. Bend through the right leg, shift your weight forward, float the left heel up. Now we're going to come into a squat. So bring the left knee to the back of your right knee. yoga for your brain. Now really bend the right leg. So the legs are bent, your weight is back, but your gaze is forward. Bending, bending, really press into your right heel. You should really feel that right butt cheek, there it is again, working. And now shoot the left leg all the way back out, low lunge. Press into your hands, firm into your fingertips. We're going to drag the right foot all the way back. And this time we are going to open up through the right hip. So lifting that right hip all the way up, anchoring down through your left heel. Now bend through your right leg. We're going to flip our dog and come into wild thing. What? So bring the ball of the right foot towards the left side of the mat. And now turn onto the the outside of your left foot. Press into your left fingertips and breathe in, lift. Now maybe you're lying on the ground and just laughing. So lift your hips up to the ceiling, but if you're thinking, this isn't for me, you can always bring the left knee down, right leg out, come back to that adjusted side plank. You can always watch from the couch. No, don't watch from the couch. Take a deep breath in. Now this is the fun bit, right? From wild thing, we're going to land onto our bottom. So hips down. And maybe that means all of a sudden you're off of the mat. If that happens, that's fine. You're going to extend your legs out long. So we've got the strength. Now we're coming into the stretch. Send your legs out really wide. Bring your hands onto your legs. Take a deep breath in, sit up really tall. Now as you exhale, just slide your hands forward, pulling the shoulders back. And we're going to really give ourselves some time to move into this seated, wide-legged forward fold. So maybe you can take a hold of your shins, your ankles, or maybe your big toes. Maybe you need to bend your legs, that's fine too. Really visualize your spine. So start at the tailbone and really feel the length trickling up the spine. And allow the right shoulder blade to melt down to your left back pocket. Your left shoulder blade to melt down into your right back pocket. And take a moment to really breathe. Lengthening out through the spine every time you breathe in. Exhaling and softening every time you breathe out. Relax your jaw. Relax your frown. And as you exhale, roll yourself back up. Now bring your heels in, bend the legs. Ooh, you should really feel that in the legs. And now how gracefully can you do this? We're just going to return into downward facing dog. Take your time in those transitions. And then take a moment to breathe, maybe walking your dog, stretching it out, resetting. Remembering that it really isn't about nailing the poses, but about having fun and exploring, staying super curious. And then come to stillness. Breathe in as you float the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot to the left thumb. Press into your fingertips. Breathe in, lengthen out through the spine. And then step the right foot up about halfway. So you have like a meter in between your feet. Left toes pointing forward, right toes pointing towards the right front corner of the mat. Really press into the left ball joint of your left big toe. So feel the left hip pulling back, maybe even taking your thumb and lifting that hip crease up. You can always bend your leg a little, so just working with where you are today. And then as you exhale, maybe melt your nose down towards your knee. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Breathe. As you breathe in, lift up halfway. Soften the left knee. Lift the right heel as you bring the right knee towards the back of your left knee. Squatting down, so right foot comes over the left side of the mat. Really bending that left leg, sending your hips back. Now really press into your left foot. Feel the left butt cheek. I don't know why I keep saying butt cheek. Engage. Bring the gaze forward. Your left glute, that sounds better. And then send the right foot all the way back. Low lunge. Press into your fingertips as we drag the left foot all the way back. This time opening up through the left leg. Anchoring the right heel down. Allowing the shoulders to start. Then bend the left leg. And come onto the ball joint of your left foot. As you extend the right leg out long, you're welcome to peek here. You're welcome to adjust. Just see if you can have fun and explore. Lift the hips towards the ceiling, send your left arm up and overhead. Take a deep breath in. And now soft landing. Bring your hips down into the floor. So maybe you're off of your mat. If you're practicing with a buddy, maybe you're on your neighbor's mat. Take a moment to sit onto your sitting bones. Bring the legs wide. Bring your hands onto your legs. Take a deep breath in, sit up really tall. And as you exhale, slide the arms forward, returning into that seated, wide-legged forward fold. So just give yourself a moment to get settled in, taking a hold of wherever you can take hold, sliding the shoulders down the back body, and then catch your breath. And just keep the pose really alive with the breath. Two more breaths here. And as you exhale, roll yourself back up. Take your time. Bring the legs together. Bend your legs. And then this is our final downward facing dog. So give yourself a moment. Return into downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale, drop your knees down to the floor. Breathe in, send the right leg out long. And now just slide the right knee towards the right wrist. Bring your left foot towards the right side, right foot towards the left side of the mat. And slide your left knee back. So the further you slide back, the tougher this will be, or the deeper the stretch will be. Be really mindful of your knee. You can always adjust pigeon pose, because pigeon pose is a big stretch. The adjustment is right hip down, left leg bent. So you have two 90 degrees angles. I have no idea if you can see this. Two 90 degrees angles in your legs. Okay, take a moment to really lengthen out through your spine. And then as you exhale, slowly move it forward. We're going really heavy through your right hip, maybe coming onto the lower arms. Bringing the left hip bone towards the right heel. And then really press into your left big toe. So your heel shouldn't be falling out, but you're really keeping that connection between your left foot and the mat. Feel the length through the spine, the shoulders drawing away from the ears. And if you feel like you need a bit more, maybe bring your forehead onto your hands, or bring the forehead all the way down to the mat. Just don't overdo it. Make sure you don't find any discomfort in your right knee. If you do, you have to adjust. Now think about breathing into the right hip. We're here for 3 more breaths, starting to cool it down. ending with some really deep stretches. We've warmed up the body. So we can take the stretches a little further without forcing. So keep listening to the body, and if it's talking to you, make sure you adjust. Okay, slowly walk your hands back up. And just curl the left toes under to give yourself a bit of space to lift the left knee, slide the right leg out. And then return onto all fours. Breathe in, send the left leg out long. Lift, and bring the left knee towards your left wrist. Bring the left foot towards the right side of the mat, and then slide the right leg back. The further back you go, the deeper the stretch will be. But you're always welcome to adjust, always welcome to drop that left hip down, or maybe slide a block or a blanket underneath if you have it. So take a moment to get organized. Make sure your left foot is awake. So flexing your toes, really press into your right big toe, so alive through that right foot, and then slowly start to bring the weight forward. See if you can center your weight to the center line, dropping the right hip bone down towards the left heel, and making sure there isn't any pressure in your knee. Make sure your neck is long, your jaw is relaxed, and think about breathing into the left hip. Sending some breath, some warmth to that left hip every time you breathe in. And letting go of tension every time you breathe out. We're here for 3 more breaths. If you want to go a little deeper, you're welcome to come into the pose a little deeper. And slowly walk your hands back up. And this time we're going to drop the left hip down and swing the right leg around. Ooh. Bring both legs out in front. Now bring your hands behind you, so bringing the fingertips over the long sides of the mat. Really gripping the mat with your fingertips, pressing into your thumbs. And now zip the legs together and think Barbie feet, if you know what I mean. So press the ball joints of your feet forward, but pull your toes in. So kind of flexing and then pressing away to the ball joints of your feet. Now press into your hands, and by pressing into your hands, really lift your heart as if you're supporting the chest with your shoulder blades, and reach the crown of the head all the way back, opening up through the chest. Take a deep breath in. Out. Bring your chin to your chest, and then shift your hips forward and come to lie on your back. So hug your knees into your chest. Bring the back of the head down and take a moment to just massage the back. So really slowing it down and preparing for Shavasana. Just ending with a gentle twist. So open the arms out side to side, really ground down through the shoulders and soften through the fingers, and melt your knees down to the right as you shift your hips over to the left. If you'd like a deeper twist, bring the right hand onto the left hip and just slide the right hand down, so guiding yourself into the twist. Bring your gaze over to the left. And then return to the breath. Really breathing into the lower belly. So someone can't find his dinner. It's my lovely assistant. Okay, take a moment to bring your knees to the left. As you come onto your right ear, maybe guiding yourself into the twist a bit deeper. Left hand sliding over towards your left knee. Let the right shoulder blade become really heavy. And breathe into the lower belly. So great for your back, your spine. Twists are always a really good reset if you've been in one position a lot. And then bring yourself back to center. We're just going to end here with a happy baby pose. Personal favorite. Hug your knees into your chest and then take a hold of the insides of your feet. Lengthen the tailbone towards the back edge of the mat. Think about bringing your knees down into your armpits. You want to make sure that the lower back is really supported. So if you feel like your bottom is lifting up, take a hold of your shins or your ankles, giving yourself a bit more space. And then maybe just rock from side to side. So this is a beautiful stretch for the inner thighs. But it's also a really nice one to reset to the back. So you want to make sure that the hello, you want to make sure that the entire back is down into the floor. Okay, slowly bring your big toes together as we come into Savasana. So if you'd like to put on something warmer, now would be a really good moment. Maybe you want to grab a blanket. If you have the luxury, maybe grab your eye pillow or cover the eyes with something else. I've seen people do it with a sock, but I don't think I would highly recommend that. Might not be the best. Might not be really soothing to your senses. Okay, bring the arms next to the body. Palms of the hands facing up if you find that this is giving you tension in the lower back. Bring your feet as wide as the mat and drop the knees in. And then take a moment to crawl the shoulder blades in, opening up through the chest more. Maybe lengthen the crown of the head up a bit more. And then start to let go of any active breath. Just feel the belly rise as you breathe in and fall as you breathe out. And if you find that there is any active breath still lingering in the body, it might feel really good to just give yourself a couple of sighs. Giving the body time to restore. So I find that when you're not feeling your best or when you're in a bit of a funky place, it really helps to move the body and move the energy around. But then we also want to give the body, the mind some time to just become completely still. Take a moment to really feel the mat rising up to support you as you surrender the weight of your body down into the mat. And start to soften the skin of your face. softening your forehead, your eyelids, relaxing through your jaw, relaxing the tongue within the mouth, and then maybe even think about softening the inside of your nose. Relax the muscles of the neck. Feel the weight of the shoulders. Feel the weight of your upper arms. Feel the weight of your lower arms. And soften all 10 fingers. In particular, softening your thumbs. And then feel the muscles of the back relax even more. There's a cat staring very intensely at me. Feel the muscles in and around the pelvic bowl relaxing completely. Growing really heavy through the upper legs. Growing really heavy through the lower legs. Softening the muscles around your ankles. Soften the tops of your feet. Soften the soles of your feet. And soften your toes. And just take a moment here. Feeling the weight of your body. And then let the breath become a little deeper. But see if you can keep this really, really relaxed feeling. So relaxed I can barely talk. Maybe wiggle your toes, move your fingers. So just start waking up. But any movements that feel really good to you. So give yourself the time. Maybe stretching once more. And then when you're ready, come to lie onto your right side. So just keeping the weight off of your heart a little longer. And bring your left hand out in front. Now move really slowly as you press yourself back up, returning into that comfortable cross-legged seat. And then take a moment to just observe here. So observing the quality of breath, of air in the room. And then bring your hands into a prayer, lifting your heart up to your thumbs. And bowing your head down to your fingertips. So I hope you felt connected to your inner strength. I hope we've made a bit more space in the body. Maybe stretched out ideas of what you thought were possible. Maybe there's something you'd like to take with you off of the mat and into your evening. Maybe just a feeling. And then bring your thumbs up to that third eye point as we take a really deep bow down. Bowing down to the highest version of ourselves and choosing to see that within each other. I'm pretty sure Wolfie is saying namaste, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I would really love to hear any and all feedback. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, that really helps. And I hope to see you soon. The next live stream is on Wednesday evening, and it's a Pilates class from 8 to 9. So I hope to see you then, and I'm going to feed a cat. Thank you.